Hi there and welcome to Anyway Back to the Point. I am Lara, this is Emma, and we are here once again to just chat.
Excellent. Lara, since we last filmed, what have you been up to?
Oh, well, it's been quite busy actually.
Yeah. Well, I've been trying to grow our social media, and in doing so, I've actually inadvertently done a lot of research on my own brain, funny enough, and the latest one is doom piles.
Wow.
Doom piles.
Okay.
It's a thing, and apparently I've been doing it all my life. But my house.
Can I just clarify?
Well, yeah.
It's not biological.
No. Those no.
Different types of
Different
doom.
type of doom piles. Yeah, love it. But actually, so my entire house is full of piles of stuff that I have compiled. I've compiled the piles again. I'm sure I did this last episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have all these piles of stuff organised. Each pile is organised, ready for me to sort out, and these piles just sit there forever.
Okay.
So I am doom piling.
Wow. And you have these all over your house?
Yeah, in every room, but relevant to each room.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I act like I'm surprised. I'm not, because I also have doom piles.
Anyway, back to the point.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Did we go around the houses there?
We did, but today I want to talk about something that actually means a lot to us. And that is referring to ourselves as the littlest hobo. So unknowingly, Lara and I both used to refer to ourselves as this, and we now can relate this to ADHD and why we do it. And we want to talk to you about that today. So I've got the theme tune going around in my head, right? So watch the socials for that. I've got a feeling it's going to be a thing. Yeah. Anyway, let's get going.
Yes.
So growing up.
Yes.
And actually probably well into adulthood, I've had that littlest hobo need to move on from social situations and just actually environments.
Yes, very much.
And I feel like that's worth discussing in terms of an ADHD thing. You know, that time when you think, actually, my time is up here. Whether it be a friendship group, whether it be an area, whether it be just something in life, a workplace even. My time is up here. I don't feel...
I've done what I came to do.
I've done what I came to do, but also I don't feel comfortable anymore.
Yeah.
And it's time to move on. And how do you feel about that?
I mean, I look back and it's very prevalent throughout my whole life, very much. I mean, I don't think it was probably really helped by the fact we moved around a lot when I was a child, from not just place to place, country to country as well.
Yeah, wow.
So I think I became the expert at the new girl, being the new girl, which is quite tricky. And I think when you're constantly in a new situation with a new school, which was a lot for me, it was assessing very quickly what everybody else was like, what they looked like, how they spoke, how did they hold themselves, even though this wasn't a conscious stream of thought, obviously, at the age of 6, 7, whatever.
Exhausting though, right? Your head must have just been so busy.
But that was just normal.
Yeah,
for me. That was absolutely, just make the pure assessment, especially in terms of how people spoke and their body language and things like that. And then kind of becoming it, so I didn't stick out as, oh, you are the new one.
Yeah.
So I would just fade in and I would just become part of the class.
Wow.
And I wasn't like, really well spoken, or I wasn't really not well spoken. I was just what everyone else was. And I would make that happen within half an hour of walking into a brand new class.
Wow. I mean, the cogs must have been literally
and the same as friendship groups out with school, different mask, dare I say, different mask for different people. Yeah. And I know we've talked in depth about this before, but it's it's definitely this whole kind of moving and having different friendship groups all the time as well. Always having different friendship groups and being not exactly the same person with I'm still me, obviously, but there's a certain element to each group of which part of Lara you're going to have.
So to clarify, you're saying...
I'm not a multiple personality. I promise.
I mean, isn't that normal?
Well,
but to clarify, you have all of these friendship groups going on at the same time.
Yeah.
That's what you're telling me.
Yeah.
Wow, that is very different.
Yeah,
very different. And what I'm learning from this is that we can have similarities, but actually have different ways of dealing with things.
Completely.
And you manage to juggle all of that.
Yeah, very much.
Wow.
There would be the quiet friends, and then the noisy friends, and go out friends, and the stay in and read friends, and those are really extreme examples, but that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that wasn't necessarily even just the school friends.
Okay.
Yeah, those were other friends.
Yeah.
That was a different thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was this constant shifting that actually does make me sound like a nutcase.
No. Actually, it makes you sound really, really sociable.
Yes, which is exactly what I've been told my whole life.
Really?
Oh, you're always in the middle of everything. If there's a party, you'll be right in the middle. You literally could have a party in an empty room. You are the person who's always friends. There's always friends. There's always people coming around. You're always going out. You're just even not even going out and think. When I was younger, it was just miss sociable constantly. So many friends, really extrovert, really outgoing. But actually, I think now looking back, well, I don't think, I know that I was pushing myself to be that person. Not to be the extrovert, but to be liked, to be likable.
Sure.
To make sure I fitted in with whoever those people were at the time.
So many different characters.
And actually, when I've done like these little daft tests that you do, well, not that daft, about extrovert, introvert.
Yeah.
I'm an extroverted introvert, which is quite cool.
Okay.
So an extroverted introvert, because actually I would prefer to be much quieter and more kind of in the corner, quite studious, thinking, reading, etc.
You forced yourself to be out there.
But there's a part of me that goes, come on, let's go party.
Yeah.
Or let's just be loud.
And actually, that probably speaks true in terms of your work choices in your early career, when you decided to work in the TV industry, but behind the camera. That was your quiet space, behind the camera.
Very much.
The noise happened in front.
Very much.
And that was your choice.
Exactly. And the intense, the intense side of you that is there, that you're studying every single thing when you're filming. You're on a film set. You're on the TV, whatever you're doing. There's that absolute intensity of your work, that you're watching every detail, every single thing, that is so abnormal, really. I mean, I say abnormal because I do tend to do it in everyday life as well. But for normal people, it's probably not a thing they do every day.
But you're still not showcasing yourself because you've done that.
Yeah.
You've done that with your friendship groups. You're not showcasing. You chose to be doing all of the hard work behind.
Yeah, that's that intense focus and just like razor sharp focus, which of course, as we know, is another side to it all. Well, ish. Depending on my mood, frame of mind, until you crash, right? And so how about you? What was your kind of experience of?
My experiences were very different. And I just have this memory of always being with a different group of friends. But for maybe, I don't know, a 2-year period before moving on, all throughout. So we'd start in primary school. I would have a group of friends. We chose to physically move to secondary school together. And strangely enough, I was talking with one of these girls the other day. She's obviously not a girl now. I mean, but we hadn't stayed in regular contact, but we were having a conversation because, as a result of our first podcast, she reached out to say, this was me as well, Emma. And who knew? but yeah, we moved up to secondary school together. There were three of us, and very quickly I realised I did not fit into that stream anymore. It felt very uncomfortable. I tried to wear the mask. It wasn't fitting. I moved on because the whirring in my brain needed me to find somebody that would accept me, and I would move on to that next group. And this happened throughout secondary, and then into adulthood, into my younger adulthood, and probably up until very recently, in terms of having my family unit that I have now. Always moving on, but instead of having to fit in with everybody together, it's like, oh, right, I'm done here now. I just don't know how to quieten this noise anymore. You know, I'm not feeling like I fit in anymore. I'm not feeling like that person that they need me to be. You know, I'm constantly trying to adjust. I'm just done. I have no more ideas. So without realizing it, I've moved on to the next thing, and it you know, it's not done in a blasé way. Completely the opposite. I need to find somewhere where I don't feel rejected. You know, right up until we moved to Bucks, actually, you know, even down to being the mum in the school playground where you feel like you are being rejected by all those other mums. And, you know, and suddenly it's like, actually, now's the right time to move on. You know, now is the right time to move on. I don't like being the reject anymore.
That's really interesting, actually, because the whole kind of feeling like the reject, that almost brings you to the natural conclusion of, okay, it's time to find another mask. But I'm sure it's not done quite as logically as that.
No.
You know, you don't see it, because I completely identify with what you're saying. And there's that element of, okay, next. You know, what's next? Because, you know, we need to kind of, you know, we need to look at what's the next step, and who's the next step, because that sounds awful, but it's like, this isn't me anymore. This isn't who I am anymore. Or was it me to begin with? Because I was actually trying to make myself be that.
Wow. I mean,
that in itself is like, actually, was it even me?
This is bringing up so much for me. Just hearing you say this, in terms of even family connections for me. I went through, you know, the teenage stage where I just suddenly wasn't okay with decisions that were being made in our household, and you know, and I probably did rebel, and it did massively impact my relationship with my mum. However, what then transpired was that, you know, she would be chatting with another family member, and I was aware that others were talking about me being this rebellious teen. I'd gone from being this really good girl, being really compliant, staying with family during the summer holidays, to suddenly being this really rebellious teen. And I was aware that people were talking about it in my wider family unit. And all I wanted to do was hide from that. So what happened was that I withdrew myself, you know, I drew into myself, and I suddenly had less to do with family connections, and I feel quite sad about that. You know, you know that they are my wider family is still there, and I love them all to bits, but I made choices to withdraw my connections because I was so misunderstood, and everybody saw me as this rebellious teen, but not actually excusing why, and
understanding.
Understanding. There was no
we talk about teens, and we're talking about hormones again. There we go with the hormones again.
Yeah. I was always told, oh, you're being hormonal. But actually, going back to my research this week, one of the research topics this week, it's only had one study done, and it's showing very, very highly that hormones in women with ADHD
Yeah.
are felt so much more than a woman without an ADHD strain.
Yeah,
You know,
100%, because I think
everything we feel is so much more
completely. I mean, we said
bigger.
in the last episode of how I think I was talking about the times in my life when I think, because I always look back and there's peaks and troughs. I don't know if you're the same. And
daily.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to say daily or hourly or
No.
minutes by the minute, but yes, over in general. Right? So you've got peaks and troughs, and every time I can see a peak in my life, and when situations have got difficult or I've had real trouble understanding or getting on with things, or there's been major ag in my life, something, whatever it's been, has been a time around a hormonal moment, year, month, whatever, for whatever reason. And I think it's really important, actually, that we recognise that. And I'm so glad that so much more research has been done into this now, because
slowly,
it's very slowly,
very
but it
slowly.
is happening.
I'm so glad more people are talking about it.
Huge amount.
There's more I want to say about that, but actually that's another episode as well.
It certainly is. It certainly is.
Yeah, there's so much to say.
But in terms of hormones, that is one of the big factors in when I look back of the highs and lows of things, whether it's just been my behaviour, risk-taking behaviour, however that has, presented itself, a few different ways, or whether it's how a relationship has been, whether it's been with family or, in a relationship with a partner, whatever. I can literally track it, which I think is not exactly to the day, but I can go, okay, yeah, that would make sense why I was struggling at that point, and that A, B, and C was happening.
And yet, back in the day, I suspect that you will resonate with this. I remember my mum saying to me, and it's a key sentence, Emma, it's always you.
Mm-hmm.
Always you. Like, what?
Why is it always
Why
you?
is it always you?
It always happens to you.
Yeah.
It always happens. Yeah.
Yeah. Social problems, work decisions.
Yeah.
It's just huge.
I remember at one point a family member saying, I think I was talking about work stuff. This is very, very many years ago. I'm going, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then this. And they go, yeah, but there's one thing in common with all of that. Or maybe it was boyfriends. I don't know, whichever. They were like, it's you.
Yeah.
You're in all of those, you are the common theme. Which I remember being almost horrified.
Yeah.
Because, well, of course it was, because these are my experiences. But you kind of go, wow, that's a bit bloody harsh. It's like,
I know full well.
I mean, yes, it was me, and yes, it's me in all of those things, but there were all other people.
And actually, wow, can we not assess the reasons why?
And moving on very swiftly, because it absolutely links into all of the above, the RSD feeling of that.
RSD, I mean, wow. So
but that's what it is. And I mean, I absolutely had no idea.
Yeah.
Again, you're a bit overly emotional, a bit hormonal, you're a bit up and down. No, this actually hurts.
Yeah, really hurts, like physically.
But you might as well just punch me.
And I will be thinking about this for days, and it will keep me up at night.
Yep.
And it will make me cry to the point that I cannot breathe.
Yep.
And I will still go over it in years to come.
Yep. And I will continually go, in the years to come, maybe they were right. Maybe it is me. It's all me. I was a bad person. I was this. I wasn't happy. I wasn't sad. I wasn't whatever. And actually, it's that feeling of just pain.
Sucker punch, right?
Really sucker punch.
So who knew that rejection sensitivity was a thing? I mean, I remember being a child and thinking to myself, and I think I might have mentioned this in the last show, is this normal? is this normal for my brain to be whirling like this on every little thing that I may or may not have said or done, right or wrong? Is that normal? And quite frankly, no, nobody should be going through that, because it is exhausting. It's exhausting.
I don't think I really understood how exhausting that was, actually, because in all honesty, it's only been up until the last couple of years that actually I just figured that's me. That's the way I think, and that's it. There's nothing else going on. It's just the way I am. I'm constantly evaluating. That's what I call it, evaluating. Evaluating people, rooms, people, everything.
And
tones,
yourself.
and myself.
Yeah, everything. So, and one thing, all the work, the deep dive work that I've done on myself, and as you know, I've studied counselling at a very minor level, but enough to help myself. All of that, and I still haven't found that switch to turn RSD off. No. I'll give you an example. This morning, 5:30, I woke up and I rolled over. Yeah, and Jay is lying in bed and he's awake, just scrolling, waiting to get tired so he can get back off. And I've said to him, "Oh, you're right." Yeah. And I'm like, oh.
What did that tone of voice mean?
What did the tone mean? Like, why are you saying it like that? What's happened? Yeah, and if I tell you, what did I do? Yeah. And if I tell you, if I counted, literally had a clicker for the amount of times I do that daily on just a very slight tone change or a look.
Yep. Oh gosh, the looks.
Yeah.
Wow.
And just a one-word answer that wasn't as expansive as I needed it to be at that time.
Or the tone? Yeah. The tone of that one-word answer.
Always coming back to the tone. And the poor guy's just laying there waiting to be tired enough to go back to sleep. And suddenly my brain is going, oh, blah, 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 blah. Because that's how my day started this morning, you know. And I haven't found that switch to turn that off.
I think it's really difficult. I mean, I don't know. I don't have that answer.
No.
And it is one area, the whole RSD thing, that, I mean, literally I'm fascinated by, and I'm trying to dig deeper and deeper into it. And there are amazing people out there who are really looking into this and talking about it a lot, and it's fantastic. But it suddenly all just makes sense, which is like, wow, okay. You know, it's just everything. And it's that kind of, even down to, because I mean, one of the things, and I know we've spoken about it before, you don't even realise you're doing it. And you're literally assessing people as they're talking to you and thinking, not logically or kind of awareness, but your mind is processing, oh, they just look like that, they blink like that, oh, their eyebrow just twitched, that usually means da da da. And you, like I say, you're not going through this entire thought process. Well, you are, but you're not. What did that mean? That normally means blah blah. Oh, in that case, that's what they thought when I said that. Now I need to go back and now I need to explain doubly what I meant so that they're not offended, because if they were offended, then they've then taken the wrong thing exactly from what I was saying. So now I'll go back and do that, and they just shifted. Oh, now they're bored, so now I need to get doubly quick on what I'm trying to say.
The boredom, right? I mean, how many times have you sat next to someone and you're talking to them and suddenly they pick up their phone and they start looking at their phone and you're like, oh my God, I am that boring.
I mean, my mum says that to me all the time. She says, I'm sorry, am I boring you? Because I pick up the phone all the time. I'm terrible. But that's because I'm reading and listening.
See, I would naturally assume, because I can't multitask, that nobody can multitask. So why on earth would they do that? So they're not listening to me anymore. And I have completely done a 180 in my brain. I'm not interested. They don't want to be here with me. Yeah. I need to get out of here very fast. I need to move on.
See, my mum will talk and she'll just stop and I'll go, why have you stopped? Because you're looking at your phone. And?
Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah.
And I'm not being rude and I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just somebody sent me a text. So I just need to look at that while she's telling me, but I'm listening.
Yeah.
And I can, and I literally will say, I'll get what she's saying, but I will also get what the text is as well.
So I'd be very interested for anyone watching this to hear from anyone who has found, like for instance, taking an ADHD med or found a relaxation technique, something more natural, either or. Have you managed to switch off that voice in your head? Have you managed to stop the RSD? I'm quite open about meds. I'm on meds for it's an antidepressant. It works to a degree that it doesn't make me angry. It doesn't make me stressed. I can deal with it. I can still feel emotion, but it has not switched off that voice in my head.
Yeah.
And you know, let's just say that certain times in the month that voice is, you know, screaming at me. You know, it's so busy. I'm laying there awake with a million things running through. And actually, if they're not actioned right then, it's just torturous. It's exhausting.
Torturous, and especially when you know, like I say before, you're not aware. You're not standing there going, I am scanning them completely and I'm looking at all of their body language and I know exactly blah, blah, blah. And therefore, rah, 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 rah. And all I actually asked of them was, would you want a cup of tea? All of that is going on while you're trying to do something simple, and that noise for something so straightforward. The
other side of the coin is, let me put this to you, because we are very different in the sense that I let's just remind everyone, I would walk away when I could not cope anymore. You would stay and you would literally juggle all of the balls to keep everybody happy. So So bearing that in mind, when does a person know that enough is enough?